So this video is to reach out and ask for resources. I know in the past I was paying for consultation fees um, for attorneys. And it's like I was Googling them myself, and then when I get down there paying all these amounts in consultation fees, they tell me they can't help me. They telling me to just cooperate with my public defender when my public defender is kind of why I'm in this situation. They did not do their job in neither cases because I have two cases with CPS, and it does not even make sense that I have cases because basically for the first case is hearsay, exaggeration, them not telling the full truth of everything that happened. And CPS didn't even investigate any of that. They just harassed me the entire time. They harassed me until I couldn't even live at the home I was living at with my partner. And like, as far as the second case, I really should have recorded the incident, but I was kind of caught off guard. I was kind of in shock that they was even at my home in the first place because my partner at the time, I told him don't open the door. Like, I had a long day. Like, my child got injured at child care, and I just needed some time to regroup. Got my child from there, let them know this is his last day because I told you need to be watching my child, and this is the second injury. And I let her know that. And I was wondering why she kept trying to put it on my partner. You know, she's sending me pictures and stuff of the side of his face, and I'm like telling her he did not come to school like that. I'm the one got him dressed. So she was taking forever because I was like, man, I'll just come get my child. Because when I first told her to bring him, she was taking forever. And then I was like, I'll just come get him. And she was like, oh, no, I'll bring him. And then next thing you know, CPS show up at my door. And when I say that they were completely not fair for a person that's innocent, because mind you, I'm innocent. They was not fair at all to me. Now, how she found out about my old case, I don't know, but she did everything to cover her tracks. Because it was like a home child care. Like, it looked like it's in a home. It's not at a facility. And I was just in shock, man. Like, because I never had my child in child care before. I always been used to keeping them until they was ready to start school. So the first time I put him in child care, and this kind of shit happens. And when I say that case manager, CPS worker, whatever the hell you want to call him, was truly unfair. He was threatening me. He asked to see my child. I let him see him. He was threatening me with a whole lot of stuff. And I'm like, listen, I need to get an attorney because I'm sitting here telling you that I did not send him to school like that. I mean, he was just really being unfair. You know what I'm saying? Threatening me with the police and stuff. So, yeah, when I was hearing knocks at the door, I assumed that it was CPS again, but I was not for sure that it was the police because they didn't announce themselves that I remember. Even if they did, I was trying to find resources for an attorney because I'm like, man, okay, this finna get bad. This lady that lied on me and said that I sent him to school injured when she know damn well that's not what happened. And then when I found out what she did a false restraining order against me, saying that she was in fear for her life. I even got the judge telling me I'm not allowed to post about her and stuff like this. I'm like, huh? This lady just got my child taken for nothing. You really think I'm not finna post to share my story? Like, she's lying. She's not in fear for her life. The last thing I texted her was, I'm pressing charges against you for lying on me to CPS. And all in the video, because I didn't record from the beginning, you got people in the video talking about some, yeah, they need to take that child, they in neglect. Like, I ain't even record the whole video. I'm sitting here in an impossible situation. You know what I'm saying? CPS at my door, possibly the police. And I'm like, what the hell? You know what I'm saying? So, I want to reopen both of these cases. I know my rights then got terminated, but I want to reopen both of these cases because CPS was not fair at all. Like, you supposed to prove your case. And I don't feel like they did it, because I remember sending one of my videos of what happened to me to a worker on my case at one time, and they got my video removed off YouTube. They care more about their reputation than what these people then did to my kids. So this video is for resources. If you know of any attorneys that specializes in filing a lawsuit against CPS, child carers, and individuals involving me in a situation where it's basically an issue of defamation of character, then I could use, a few resources, because I even been on Facebook trying to join these groups, because I see a lot of people is dealing with CPS, and I didn't have no idea that this many people was having issues with CPS. And my understanding is they not even supposed to bother you if they don't have a case. Like, it's supposed to be proof. It's not supposed to be off hearsay. It's supposed to be off proof. And you going off of exaggerated stories and stuff like that, like, you not going off of proof, is a problem. And I think the last lawyer I talked to, I think I repeated this a million times, they said 10,000. Listen, a female have to make a living. You know what I'm saying? And I might even be on child support, even though I know I haven't did nothing wrong for them to take my kids. I might even be on child. And I even feel, because they sent me a letter one time, and I'm sitting here like, how is you trying to put me on child support when you didn't even prove that I'm guilty? You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And, like, I even stated how I got jumped by one of the individuals that exaggerated one of their stories. I got jumped by her family because they were trying to prove her honor. I guess she had got killed or something like that. That don't have anything to do with me. These lies that she told is still in the court paperwork. You get what I'm saying? They holding on to that stuff like it's a prayer. And that's not fair. That's not fair to my kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember even when they was jumping me, they said, fuck your kids. Like, my daughter, I repeated this too, she living in an institution right now. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's got to be a way that I can find the right lawyer without wasting more money on consultation fees. Because that's where all the holdup has been. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if filing an appeal would even help, because, well, I don't mean help, but I mean because, especially with the second case, because CPS was so grimy, they had the police do a search warrant where they took all of my property. And then once it was time for me to go to the neglect clinic, they was like, do you have any visual things on your property that can show that Romello was not injured before you sent him to school. And all of that was in my stuff that the police seized. Meanwhile, they rushing along with my case, knowing that I don't have no way to prove my case, knowing that I don't have nothing. Like, that's how I said the public defenders was not worth shit. They was not doing their job at all. Like, wouldn't even subpoena the police department to get my evidence. You know what I'm saying? And it's like this investigator on the case was sitting here stalking my Facebook. I think I spoke about that too. Like, they speaking about my stalking my Facebook. They trying to find out where I live. Your concern should be, are these kids safe? Should they remain in the home, or should we remove them? You shouldn't be focusing on where I live at. You should be focusing on my Facebook, my social media accounts. They don't have anything to do with this. You sit here and seize my property where I can't even prove nothing. Do you know how long it took for me to get my property back? And then when I got my property back, they had injured my laptop. Like, right now, my laptop, you have to hook it up to a TV to see the screen. And it was not like that when they took my stuff. Because they took my working phone. They took all my phones in the house. They left me with no phone. And then they even said something like, if you're proven guilty, it was something about, what did they say with that? Because they were saying that, first of all, the reason for the search warrant is because we got word that you got weapons in the home. That was the first lie. And then once the social worker got into the house, he had the supervisor on the phone because they was like, do you have somebody that could take Romello? And they talking about she said get a search warrant, so that's what we did. But you did it a crooked ass way. You know what I'm saying? When that social worker came to my house, when that child care lied on me and said whatever she said, you were supposed to investigate. You weren't supposed to come to me like I'm guilty. You were supposed to investigate the case. You know what I'm saying? What's up with all this? I need to see your child. And then you call the police to my house. Like, what in the hell? You know what I'm saying? That was just insane. And I was just in so much disbelief. Because you notice that I'm posting a lot of the images now because I finally got my property back. I had to sit here and be emailing and calling. Yeah, now that they done snatched my child, they quit. They took like 2 years to give me my stuff back. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I've been posting videos of how my child looked before he was in child care. Because that child care worker lied to a T. And why that judge would tell me I'm not allowed to post about the child care and stuff like that when he was injured there, telling her on the stand she was doing the right thing. How's you doing the right thing by lying on me to cover your own tracks? Like, I feel like somehow she found my channel because I had started the channel on YouTube for my kids. Because I've been trying to get a lawyer for years. Because it's like every agency that I would try, they would just be like, well, it's best for you to just cooperate with your public defender. And them the problem. They're not doing their job. Like, even in my first case, all the requirements I completed. Do you know when I went before the judge the second time dealing with this case with my son from child care, she talking about she didn't even receive notice that I finished all my requirements. So they had me doing all this kind of crazy stuff. They had me doing these competent tests that don't make sense. They had me doing the parenting class, the abuse class. I completed everything. I sent certificates to my public defender. Now you see why I feel the way I feel. And then this second time I get before the judge, oh, I don't have proof that you completed all the requirements. That is a lie. I sat here and sent the stuff to her and asked her to send it back. Now, if people switching out and changing public defenders and leaving the firm, that don't have anything to do with me. I still gave them my evidence. I still gave them everything that I finished. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I need to reopen both of these cases because I was done so wrong. And then they had the nerve to have me on they had the same judge on my case. Because I said in the last video that my baby father that's now deceased, he was going to get on the stand to verify a lot of these allegations. Because he had it all in his phone, how his crazy baby mama, Keisha Bird, was making threats about calling CPS on me to get my kids taken, picking on me in the voicemails, all of that. So I think I even said that, how I was upset when, he got killed, that she didn't even bring his statement out to the public. She didn't even say nothing. And then I wasn't able to get the phone out of the car because the car was completely total. It was smashed. Like, he basically had to be cut out of the car. So you gotta understand how much I felt, because I was all trying to feel my hand through that car of glass trying to find that phone, because I knew that phone would prove a lot of the baby mama's allegations, because she called 27 times. And then his friends called. They got mad because I wouldn't let them stay with me. And then one of the females actually knew, her mother knew a CPS worker. And that was the one that was being really hateful to me. I think his name was Courtney. Telling me I had to leave my own home or they was going to take my children. That was my first fort. So if you know of any attorneys that basically deal with filing civil lawsuits, deal with child care neglect, deal with individuals, trying to ruin my character by sitting up here exaggerating stories and not even telling the full truth of what happened, just painting me in a terrible light. And meanwhile, they get to go on with their life and just say, fuck my kids. Like, they don't know what my kids is going through right now. They do not, and they put them in a world of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And even this child care worker, I filed a complaint against the agency and told them what she did. Do you know she made sure everything was good to a T when they came out there to check her out? I'm like, wow. So how is my son getting hurt in your child care then? You get what I'm saying? If you could sit there and everything be down to a T, and then they talking about, oh, it's nothing we could do because we didn't find anything that was not okay in her child care. The only thing is it'll help if another child gets hurt. Why should it take another child getting hurt? Like, y'all should do something now. And I'm sitting here sending you pictures and videos. I'm sitting here sending you pictures and videos of how my son looked before he even started childcare, and you still won't do anything. So yeah, the only option is filing a lawsuit. You know what I'm saying? That is the only option. Filing a lawsuit and getting this stuff underway. And I'm asking for help with those resources because I've been Googling so many attorneys and paying so much money, like they making money off telling me, oh, we can't help a case like this right here. It's best for you to just work with your public defender. And I'm like, a couple of these was like $150. Like, listen, I'm just a mother trying to make it out here, you know what I'm saying, and take care of myself while I try to get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? So when one of them lawyers said $10,000 when they first took my child, they did like an emergency removal. I know y'all seen the video when I had to say goodbye to him, and because my granddad said he was okay with keeping him for a while, but then it got too much because he stayed right beside me. So see how dumb that sound? My child couldn't even live in my house with me, and I ain't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Something needs to be done about this harassment, this corruption. Like, you thinking you could just take hearsay to just take somebody's child. You thinking you could just trick a person's kids into saying something in therapy to take somebody's child. Everything was not on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of exaggeration going on in there. It was mainly me trying to get them out of my house. Those friends of Sean, trying to get them out of my house, and they trying to do all they can, and then they don't even come out. When they come out, they don't even investigate anything. They just treat you like a criminal. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I do need some help with resources, because I've been trying since 2017. So can you imagine how much that money add up when you paying on consultation fees, when you trying to find a lawyer, when you spiraling out of control because you can't believe this happened to you. You like going to different states trying to find your way because you just like, man, I can't believe this happened to me. You know what I'm saying? And I got people that actually vouch for me to tell the story that, hey, she is a good mother. The judge will not even listen to them. They even came to court. You know what I'm saying? Took time out of their day to come down there because they had been around me and my kids. We had functions that we used to go to. Do you know this judge wouldn't even let them talk? This judge sat right there and wouldn't even let them talk. Wouldn't even let them speak. You know, wasting their time when they trying to come there for me. They like, yeah, I know that she's a good mother. They did that on the first case the entire time. And I had a few people come up there. You know, some of them had to go to work and shit. And they still came. So I'm like, listen, you come into this channel and you watch my videos. But do you really know the pain that I'm going through? Like, if this was you, would you be able to just keep scrolling off to the next? I need resources. You know, I don't need y'all to just watch my video. Like, I know it's probably a lot of y'all that come out and watch that video when the CPS was at my door. Do you know how they felt that I was trying to get an attorney while they basically trying to rush themselves in my house to take my child because this child care agency lied on me? And then they using the past case to do it. You get what I'm saying? And then even the past case was some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I remember when they had took my 4 kids and I had Milo and he was just a baby, and somebody had called me talking about some, well, the social worker on your case for now, I think her name was Jessica Davis. They was like, well, we filed a petition to take Romello because we have word that Sean Melton was beating you in Wellens Village across from the McDonald's. And you know what I said? I said, listen, that's a lie. I said, you can come right here to the surveillance Right here to the surveillance of the store we was at, and it'll show you that's a lie. And you know I know that was Keisha Bird. But they swear up and down it wasn't her. You know what I'm saying? This bitch tried to ruin my life over a nigga, man. Over a man that clearly did not want her. Like, he just wanted to co-parent with her. You know, but he wanted to be with me. She went as far as, like, and then they tried to lie about it and say, nah, it wasn't Keisha Bird. Like, it was a social worker. I'm like, okay, well, if this social worker seen him slap me in front of my child, because Mello was still a baby then, I was like, come, have them come get surveillance from this store right here that we was at. Do you know they wouldn't even come do it? They talking about some, oh, we gonna remove the petition. What kind of shit is y'all on? Why is y'all stalking me so hard? It's one thing where people have hard times, like, you know what I'm saying? And I mean hard times, where they children getting molested or children getting murdered. It shouldn't even come to that. Like, I even seen a video on YouTube one time and I couldn't believe my eyes. But I think the 2-year-old had got outside and it just had a pamper on and no shoes. It did have on the shirt, but the pamper was dirty. And like, one of the people that was driving, and then that baby could have got killed because that baby was right there near the street, like where it's signal lights, where traffic is. And this lady stopped and grabbed the baby, put the baby in her back seat. She said the pamper was dirty as fuck. She called the police or whatever. She was like, listen, I just found a baby outside out here near the street, near traffic. The mama come outside trying to fight her and carrying on. The lady got it on live. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is y'all not invading in people like that? Like, this baby could have got killed by one of them damn cars. You know what I'm saying? And then you can't act like childcare is completely 100%. Because I even heard a story about how, I think it was a 9-month-old, was sleeping for nap time and another child crawled in there and bit on the damn baby. You know what I'm saying? So you can't act like everything is perfect in childcare. And I'm telling you, this is the second injury. You see me posting. Like, I think I would know if my child got an injury. And it really pissed me off how they was treating me because I'm the one put him on the school bus. And I didn't even know that I could have called the police on her when she showed up with my child. I didn't know that. Because I never had my child in childcare before. I've always been the type where I just pay one of my family members to watch them, and I come back and get them when I get off work. And then when they old enough to go to school, then I just get them to school, get them home. I never been in a situation before with childcare. That's why I was reaching out to the childcare case manager at the time. I believe her name was Bridget. And she told me, listen, if you feel that your child ain't safe, you have every right to remove them. You could look for another childcare. But at that point, I didn't even want to put him in another one after what this happened. And I warned that childcare worker. I think it was called Kids Corner. That was the name of the childcare. I was like, this is the second. I warned her the first injury. Because he came home with knots on her head and she talking about it's mosquito bites. I said, listen, I'm not finna have my child in your place of business and you not watching them. You know what I'm saying? Do you know she tried to play me? She all in court talking about when my child first started, he was in